Okay, so I guess we gotta gut this pig. Let's go. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, got it. Man, this thing is like shiny. They must have buffed it. Definitely has been gotten to. There's a lot of mismatched screws on this thing. Some weird indentations around here. Spare holes that have been chipped out under the guard. Somebody had put in a new ground wire and had glued the ferrules in, and this probably won't show this, but I got a couple of little hairline cracks in here now, so I'm not going to take those out when I go to strip it. I checked some of the places where it was raised here, just trying it out with a chisel to see if they'll pop, and they won't. So I guess we're going to have to get on to the deblacking. Look at how sharp Rocket looks. Man, this thing's shiny. I hate shiny guitars. Okay, so we're outside. This is a great way to start refinishing or stripping a guitar that was taught to me years ago by a good old boy. It's good on cheap guitars. Great for like a 70s poly finish Fender too. Yeah. Actually, don't bother doing this to a poly finish Fender. It's a waste of flammable liquid. Sure is bright today. Okay, got it loaded. Back in the day, before you could get heat guns, this is a technique that people used to do. You're not trying to burn the finish off. You're just trying to heat it up. It starts getting rid of that clear coat, and you can smell it. It just makes it a little easier when you finally go in to strip it. See, not pulling the Monterey on this, I'm just lightly doing the top. That's about it. Plus it's fun. The only pain is you gotta kind of do this while it's still warm. It's starting to come off. It needs more. And no, you're not gonna strip the entire guitar this way, but it gets it started. Really hard to do one-handed though. So got a little bit away from me on the back, but this is what I'm talking about. If I can do this one-handed. You get that. That's good. Okay, so I swapped inside the shop. Just before I hit it with the heat gun, just going to clear off anything that's loose and wants to come up. Just grab the chisel here. Hopefully, you see what's basically happening is the finish has gotten really brittle, right? And this is kind of weird how they finish that, because normally they spray primer and then black. But this is coming right off the primer, pretty nice. Kind of messy, but it works. I've never been a fan of the chemical strippers. I used to work in the paint industry. Let me tell you a big secret about chemical strippers. They don't work. I'm old school. It's just I hate sanding this stuff off because, man, I don't know how toxic this stuff is. If you've ever refinished a guitar, you get that kind of weird fruity soda sort of odor. That's exactly what's coming off of this right now. So, but yeah, fun. So this may be a minute after that last video. You can see how it's coming off. Sometimes you have to do it when it's hot. This one seems to like it when it's cooled down just a little bit. Yes, I am wearing safety goggles, so don't worry about that. I almost swear they were trying to do a sunburst here and then refinish it black. So, isn't this sort of relic look that all the kids like nowadays? I should go into business on that. Okay, so that's about 2 minutes worth of work. Came off a treat. There's a couple little places where there's still clear coat on, which is what I'm trying to do, is get the clear coat off and get this area hot enough, so that's where I'm going to hit it with the heat gun. A lot of this black is actually just the paint. There's not a lot of clear coat on it. So tiny bit here and then do the rest. Fun, fun, fun! Now, I didn't heat the back anywhere near enough, so it's not coming off nice, so it's going to need a lot of heat gunning. Heat guns affect iPods. Here he goes! So, you'll notice how quickly this is loosening off. It's part of the reason why you burn it off to begin with. And that way, that does most of the work, and the heat gun just does the rest. I love heat guns. Heat guns, you gotta love them. I think that's the kind of look that the new kids want on stuff, so yeah, it's getting there. That was definitely a burst originally. That is hilarious. So from the time that I set this on fire, I'm maybe an hour in, and you see how much I've gotten off. So nobody can tell me that there's faster ways than heat. This works great. I also just realized I haven't even had this in my possession 24 hours. Story of my life. Okay, sanding's pretty boring to watch, so just finished doing this off. Just letting the top wash off dry on this. I got a few divots from the cleanup, but I don't think it's really going to matter that much. We're kind of burned through here. That was my bad, but whatever. And as usual, they didn't seal the edges on this stuff. So I'm not even going to bother with that, because I've learned not to be anal about that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's prime this puppy.